Starting with news from the United States, the second Republican presidential debate kicked off. 7 GOP candidates are facing the litmus test in California.
Former US President Donald Trump, the frontrunner, has snubbed the debate yet again. Now, these are the candidates who are battling it out at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library at the moment. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, and former Vice President Mike Pence.
Right, the debate comes at a critical moment in the GOP campaign. It's less than 4 months before the Iowa caucuses formally launched the presidential nomination process. Candidates are thus ramping up their campaign strategy in a bid to take on Donald Trump. The first Republican debate, which happened last month, has reportedly benefited a handful of candidates. While it was dominated by businessman turned politician Vivek Ramaswamy, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley has drawn the most support since the debate.
Now, as for the Republican frontrunner Trump, he is attending a number of events in Michigan. Trump has opted to meet with union workers in Michigan, where he gave a speech shortly before his rivals took the stage in California. Trump railed against electric vehicles during the speech and said that a shift towards electric vehicles will make the automobile industry obsolete.
I side with the auto workers of America and with those who want to make America great again, and I always will. A vote for Cookie Joe means the future of the auto industry will be made in China. That's what's going to be. That's where they're made. My pledge to every automaker is this: a vote for President Trump means the future of the automobile will be made in America.
Now, Donald Trump's visit comes a day after U.S. President Joe Biden met the striking workers. His decision to address striking auto workers, it's once again highlighted the importance of union support for what is being pegged as a very tight presidential race. Despite missing all the crucial debates, Trump still leads the polls with heavy majority. Now, as the second Republican primary debate continues, our correspondent Susan Tehrani joins us live from New York. Susan, thank you so much for joining us. Now, as I mentioned, Trump seems to be leading the polls with a heavy majority as well. Now, that's something Shivan and I were discussing as well. The strategy here, he's been missing these debates, but he is very active. We see outside, he's re-energizing supporters as well. Right now, he was in Michigan. What can you tell us about this?
Is it a sign of overconfidence, or is he like avoiding a face-off? We were just discussing that in the newsroom. Wanted to take your opinion.
Yeah, first of all, great to see you both live. I know this doesn't happen often, so it's great to talk to you on this important night. That's a very good question. You know, Donald Trump has missed both of these debates, saying that he really doesn't need to be on that stage. He enjoys a great lead, and politically that makes sense. But he does have this opening now that we saw actually a few times only by Chris Christie, the former governor of New Jersey, who attacked Donald Trump directly, looked into the camera, said, "I know, Donald, you're watching this. You can't help yourself. The reason you're not here is because you can't defend your record. And voters need to know, you know, where you stand on key policy issues." And then there was talk of a government shutdown that the candidates were debating. And again, you know, one of the candidates said that we can't forget that it was during Donald Trump. It was actually either DeSantis or Christie who said it was during Donald Trump that $7.8 trillion was added to the debt. So in that sense, and in the sense where voters are not getting really a firsthand look of Trump on the debate stage, it might not be a good idea for the president not to take part. He's opening himself to attacks like these. But on the other side, as you both mentioned, he enjoys such a great lead right now. We do know that the Republican Party is the MAGA party. It's the party of Donald Trump. You can't deny that. And if anyone really goes after Donald Trump the way Christie is going after him, for example, I'm not sure how great of an alternative that would be for American and Republican voters. So, you know, he's going to continue enjoying that lead, at least for the first hour. We really haven't seen that breakout star on that stage that could really be an alternative to Donald Trump.
Right.
Actually, that's exactly what I was going to come to next. As you mentioned, that he does enjoy a great lead, but 70% Republicans were open to seeing someone else lead the Republicans. I actually wanted to take your opinion on, has anyone stood out from the rest till now? But you're mentioning that nothing of such sort has happened yet. Is there somebody who can perhaps come in front? What do we expect from this debate?
Yeah, that's such a good point. I mean, just the fact that you have so many percentage of Republicans that they support Donald Trump, but they're saying that they're open to another candidate. They want to see who's on this stage, who is able to roll up their sleeves on day one at the Oval Office, cut taxes, be the commander-in-chief, be serious, close the border, help them with the economy, and be the leader that they're hoping that, Donald Trump was at one point for them, and to connect with the voters, to be genuine. Donald Trump really has that kind of connection with his base. At this point, the polls are telling us that Ron DeSantis has the best chance, despite the fact that he's trailing very far behind Donald Trump. But ultimately, I think that voters will be looking on this stage at this debate and thinking, who's the person that's not looking for the viral moments? Who's the person that's not looking for jokes? Who's the person that's going to take their issues serious and help them in these somber times? Then I think someone may have that chance. I see Ron DeSantis doing that right now.
Right. In fact, Susan, I just want to understand this as well. I think it's important to understand the voter perspective here. And what would you say are the viewers looking out for when they're watching this debate?
Well, first and foremost, and we saw it in the beginning of the debate, and I know we'll get snippets of it for our viewers to watch as well. It started with the economy. It's going to end with the economy. Americans vote with their pocketbooks. Economy, education, immigration. And for the Republican voter and a lot of independents leaning Republican, the issue of Ukraine and foreign policy is important. How much money is America spending on Ukraine, and does it have an exit plan or ultimately a path to victory for Ukrainians? And where is this money going? Is there any accountability? I think this is something that voters are going to be looking for. And again, it's just to follow up on what I was saying, the issue of crime is also very important. You see in big cities how prominent crime has been. And then the issue of the border goes into crime, goes into the fentanyl crisis across America. So, that's one point of it. And then the other point, again, someone who looks like they will be commander-in-chief from day one. They're prepared. They're not going to back off, back down, say this is the beginning. I inherited a bad policy from Biden, so on and so forth. Voters are exhausted. 2 out of 3 Americans polled say the country is on the wrong track. So that's what they'll be looking for, I think.
Thanks, Susan, for all those insights. Of course, it's a late day for you. We'll let you go for now, but we'll stay in touch with all that's happening in the US regarding the Republican debate and further from here. Thank you so much for joining in.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.